All of these women have a difficult story to tell. They're survivors of the Hiroshima atomic bomb. Among tens of thousands of South Koreans who'd been sent to work in Japan during the occupation of their country. BOON-YON was 16 years old and working in a Hiroshima factory on August 6, 1945. She remembers a flash of white light.
When I regained consciousness, there were so many people laying dead I have to step on them to get out of the building. My teacher had some flesh attached to his chest. I asked, "What is that?" And he said, "That is the flesh from your back."
The US dropped Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs are the only nuclear weapons to have ever been used in warfare. The devastation of the blasts forced the Japanese to surrender, ending the Second World War. It was a heavy price to pay, with estimations of 740,000 people affected. 100,000 of them were South Korean, and 70% from a town called Hapcheon. This is where Hapcheon remembers its dead, a memorial set up by a Japanese man. Over the past years, the Japanese government has made various payouts to help South Korean survivors, but only very recently has it recognised claims for compensation for up to $10,000. And survivors here say there's still a long way to go on the path to forgiveness. When SHIM JIN-TAE is not tending to his crops, he heads the Hapcheon branch of the National Association for Korean Atomic Bomb Victims. He says the responsibility for the atomic bombs lies with Japan rather than America, because the Japanese were the initial aggressors. On behalf of hundreds of survivors, he's suing Japan's government, not so much for money, but for recognition of emotional trauma.
The victims are already very old with not many years to live. Money is not their prime concern. The reason we are doing this is to try to warn against the atomic bomb and inspire people to eliminate nuclear weapons.
But these are the forgotten victims of Hiroshima, a second generation of South Koreans born with physical and mental defects. No welfare home nor compensation for them, just a few dedicated individuals battling for recognition. The local government says it's doing what it can, but the main obstacle, it says, is lack of money.
The first generation of the victims are getting something from the government or Japan, but second generations not receiving anything. That's why lawmakers from this district have brought this issue to the National Assembly, but it's still pending.
Suffered 4 miscarriages before giving birth to a son. Finding her son a wife was difficult. Few women want to risk the hereditary effects of radiation. The sins of the past being paid for by another generation of innocent victims. Laura Kyle, Al Jazeera, Hapcheon, South Korea.